I think, right along with everybody else, that the Fed is going to cut interest rates by 1/4% at the September meeting. Powell basically foreshadowed this in his in his speech at Jackson Hole. He basically said that I'm more worried about the downside risk to the labor market than I am about the upside risk to inflation. And he basically said, I think policy today is restrictive. So you put the two things together, policy is restrictive, and I'm more worried about the downside risk to the labor market. That's putting 25 basis points on the table. And then he underscored that by saying explicitly, it may be time to cut interest rates. He didn't say they would, but the may is a very, very strong hint. And he didn't talk anything about hinting on the other side. So everybody, I think markets are pretty much priced to a 25 basis point rate cut at the September meeting. And only if we have a extraordinarily unusual set of data over the next couple of weeks will that change. The bar to changing is very high. The Fed has basically moved away from data dependence to now having a forecast. Powell has a forecast. The downside risks to the labor market are the predominant risk right now, and he's going to act on that forecast unless the data basically tell him that he's got the wrong forecast.
So if you were sitting around the FOMC table, your vote would be for 25 point cut basis point.
Well, it would, in the sense that if I was the vice chairman of the FOMC, I would not be dissenting from what the chairman wants. But based on my own personal preferences right now, I would probably wait a little bit longer. Because I think there's still a lot of uncertainty about the pass-through of tariffs into inflation. Wait a little bit longer because I think the economy is actually doing okay. If you look at a lot of data, it looks like things have actually picked up a little bit in the third quarter. So, but at the end of the day, it's not a big deal if they cut in September or if they wait another meeting or two. The markets have priced in a lot of easing over the next couple of years, and that's really what's important because that's really what drives bond yields and the equity market. And so, in some sense, the easing is already priced in, regardless of what they do in September. But 25 basis point cut is almost a sure thing at this point.